Okay, let's get started here this week. Hey, have you ever heard of earthing or grounding? Have you ever practiced that? Getting your bare hands or your bare feet into the earth, just even standing on the ground, walking on the ground. There's a lot of science backing the health benefits to that. And you're probably wondering, okay, Rhonda, where are you going with this? Why are you talking about this when, yeah, I'm listening about leadership? Bear with me. I'm getting there. I am testing electroculture in my garden. It's an old way of gardening and over 100 years old. And it's all about capturing the energy, the magnetic energy, the electricity that is naturally in the air, and using a copper wire wrapped around a pole to be the conduit that takes that energy down into the soil. The result that you're looking for is increased productivity, the health of the plants, could be larger fruit from that plant. The jury's out. I've just started this, but as I've been going through it the last number of weeks, I started in the house and definitely have noticed a difference in the plant. The first plant, I'm starting to see leaves where it just hasn't grown. It hasn't done anything in quotation marks for a while. We'll still see there. But what I got thinking about was you as the leader and the energy that you infuse into the soil that you're growing your people in. I mean, yeah, let's just leave it there. What are you putting in? Are you the conduit? Are you actually adding energy and magnetism and helping things to really transpire beneath the surface that invites every person on your team to actually thrive and grow and be more productive? So as I was thinking about this, I'm got an aching back and sore muscles and all the rest of it because I've been out in the garden a lot this last week. There's things that we do that either add energy and enthusiasm or detract from it. We all know that ourselves. We know what it feels like to go into a room expecting something, and then whoever's running the meeting comes in and it's a total deflation, a total downer. The vibe, the energy that came into the room has such a negative effect. We've also been in the meetings where you walk in and you sit down and you're waiting, and you've got somebody that comes into the room that's leading the meeting, and the energy is just off the charts and palpable and uplifting and energizing. Which one are you? Which one do you want to be? Me, I'm going for the increased energy, the vibe. I want to be that person. I want people to feel like they've been in the presence of encouragement, the presence of an uplifting energy, a positive energy, not something that is just sucking the life out of them. And the really cool part about all this is you, the owner of this business, the manager of this business, a leader in this business, have the ability to infuse the work culture with positive energy, adding to it, not detracting from it. By virtue of how you comport yourself, the words that you use, the tone of voice, the pace that you speak, the expressions on your face, the body language that you use. It's phenomenal when you think about the potential for creating an environment that is encouraging growth, is encouraging spectacular feats and results, and it's encouraging people to try and to test and to grow and to become something that they never thought they would be able to do. And yet here they are. They're doing it. And you're part of that by the energy and the magnetism that you're putting in the soil, putting in that work culture, that environment that they're living in for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. When you think about the positive impact that you can have on every single person, it could be a bit daunting because, yeah, so much is on your shoulders about how your people feel in the environment, how they perform in the environment, and the knee-jerk first reaction, if there is a lack of performance, should be, okay, so what am I doing? How am I contributing to this? Is it something that I am doing? Once you've gone through that and you've either said, yes, it is, and you've made the change, or you say, no, it's not, then you move on and you have your conversations with the people involved. If you just stop and focus on yourself and what kind of energy am I bringing to the table every single day? Now, I'm going to be excited. I've had enough years working with different plants and different vegetables that I'm going to be able to see if there's a noticeable difference in the fruit that comes forward or the size of the plant. It's going to take months. It's not something that happens overnight. And nor is it you and the energy that you're going to put into the company. You have to keep doing that day in and day out, which means you have to fill up your energy reserve, your energy tank, your positivity tank. So what are you doing to make sure that you're in the best position possible to give to your people? Self-care, so important. And everybody's got a different thing that's self-care to them. For me, it is the garden. I'm out in the garden. Yes, I'm exhausted. Yes, my muscles hurt. And yes, there's always more to do. But what happens when I'm in the garden? My mind stops. I actually move into neutral and just enjoy what I'm doing. Yes, and it's picking weeds. It's pulling weeds. It could be taking a dead plant out and moving it, or one that's not thriving and moving it around. There's a huge sense of self-accomplishment and also just peace and quiet. It could be because there's no busyness in my brain. So what is it for you? Do you run? Is that a way to bring your energy back into yourself? Because the tank is going to go empty if you do not refill it. You can't go for days and weeks and months just giving, 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 and not actually replenishing. It might be that you like bike riding. It could be hiking up in the mountains. It could be binging on some series on Netflix. I mean, you have to figure out what works best for you to build that energy back up. But so vital that energy, that you infuse that electricity and that magnetism into the workplace so that people feel it, and they feel that they can accomplish anything. They feel the support. They feel the pride that you have in the company and what you set forward and what you're trying to accomplish. In turn, they take that and they give that energy to your customer. So your customer is being better served. Your customer goes away from a call going, wow, those guys care so much about me. They were so helpful and they solved whatever the challenge was. This ripple effect, it starts with you, and it starts with you sharing your energy and your magnetism to everybody. So what do you think? How are you feeling about your energy level right now? Is it low? Is it high? Are you really careful about making sure your energy is high? One of your challenges as a leader is to manage your energy, right? And make sure that you have the energy at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. And it's basically like metering. You want to make sure that yes, it's going out, but you got to make sure that it's coming in as well. So anyway, that's just a little bit where my head has been this last week. I'm really, really intrigued with this and how it relates to leadership and being that conduit, being that person that is infusing energy, electricity, magnetism into that work culture so that other people can thrive and can do big and bold and wonderful things. That's it for this week. We'll talk to you again next week.